Hello. Welcome back to Brooklyn Boss Talk by the Digital Marketing Queens of Brooklyn. But of course, where else would we be from? And yes, so we
Hi.
are here, episode
Hello.
12. I joke. It's episode 11, you guys. Welcome to episode 11 of the Brooklyn Boss Talk by the Digital Marketing Queens of Brooklyn. Hello, everyone. And today, you guys, we're going to be talking about turning setbacks into comebacks and thriving through failure because we know that being in this business, you have to prepare yourself for those setbacks. Now, I am your girl, Danny Carter, and I am here with my amazing, beautiful co host, Miss Queen Araya. Hey, girl.
Hey.
Hey, y'all. Hey,
How you
y'all.
guys? All right, you guys. So welcome in. Welcome into the room, you guys. As always, if you guys see me looking forward, it's because we are streaming our podcast. If you want to watch the podcast live and see both myself and my co-host Danny, you can go watch us live right now on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. Look for Brooklyn Boss Talk. That's the name of the podcast, or Digital Marketing Queens of Brooklyn. So if you see me looking straight, it's because I'm looking at the camera. Welcome, you guys. My name is Araya, as you guys know. Some of you guys may call me Bella Rose. But that is my business name, my brand name. That is not my name. Some of y'all just, you know what I'm saying, associate the business with the person, and that's fine. I know you lying.
What?
Why disconnect me from this?
Well, hello.
You know
Hello.
they be sending you invitations to do
Oh,
whatever. I don't know what this is they be wanting to do, and I don't know why they accept it because I don't want to do stuff.
hey, Brett. Hello, everybody. How you guys
This is so
doing
annoying.
today? If y'all want to go and watch our podcast front view so you can see the both of us, go and subscribe to our YouTube, our Spotify, our
Yeah.
Twitch, our
I'm
Facebook.
ending that live and starting
Yes,
back
let's
because
get it, you guys.
TikTok need to do some better. For real, like you know how people like on TikTok they be like sending you invites to play these stupid games that they not y'all not making no real money from that. Like, come
Yeah,
on, come watch the
yeah.
podcast. Let me show you. Let me show you how to get to the real coin because you getting these little gifts or whatever that you get on TikTok and
Right.
you get like 5 cent a gift, if that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they sent me an invite and I tried to decline it, but it accepted, and now here come 4 people on my
Yeah.
looking at me. Hi, looking at me. I'm looking at you. Well, how that R. Kelly joint go? She looks at me, and I look at you, and we both looking like
I'm
I don't
not,
want to be here. Like,
not finna play with you. You can
girl.
only.
All right, you guys. No, on a real note, like welcome. Y'all already know how it is. We get goofy. We from Brooklyn. Welcome to the Brooklyn Boss Talk. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about um some of the setbacks and things like that, like as Danny mentioned, in regards to this business. You know what I mean? You might have some struggles, you might have some wins and things like that, and how you respond literally is going to determine your success. Okay, and so with that being said, welcome. As I mentioned before, you can watch us on YouTube, where we are streaming live. Brooklyn Boss Talk on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook,
Spotify.
Spotify, and so on. All right. So before we dive in, you guys, what is one recent challenge that you may be facing or have faced in your business, and how did you guys handle it? Okay, like we're here to kind of assist you. Also to take you guys on our journey so you guys can see um that we've had setbacks and things like that too within our business. So
Right.
I would say for me, what's one challenge that I faced in my business? How did I handle it? Okay, so I would say in my business, one challenge that I faced was um how do I say it? It's like it's a good problem but a bad problem at the same time, having too much to handle. So when I first started Bella Rose, as my platform started to grow, I was getting a lot of sales and things like that. So I had a lot of orders coming in. This happens every time. I always forget to turn off that alarm. I had a lot of orders coming in, and it was just literally me and my sons, my two sons. And it was, sometimes things will be going out late. People will be ordering, and sometimes things will be going out late because we had too much to handle. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then it was a learning curve, because you know how they say sometimes you got to start a business without a business plan. So that's exactly what I did. But
Right.
also learning about, like, the shipping labels, because you got to like print out your shipping labels and then take them to the post office. And I remember sometimes, like, when I lived in Pennsylvania and when I lived in Georgia, I could take them to the post office, they would take it. um no, when I lived in Pennsylvania, when I lived in Georgia, at first they would, but then they wouldn't take it if it was UPS. Like, it was so many things that I learned. But like, at the end of the day, it was challenges that I faced, but I had to pivot. I had to figure it out. And even though it was situations that was kind of hard, I did have at some point people asking for refunds because it took so long for them to get their product and stuff.
Right.
Because I had too many orders. It's me and two kids, and not to mention my kids is in school. So but basically I learned, you get what I'm saying? I learned how to manage it a little bit, where I would put in my um deliveries, like, how you got, how it says 5 days shipping and handling type vibe. So I let my customers know that it may take up to 7 business days for them to receive their product. Now, when people are purchasing your product and they already know that it's going to take that time, then they're not stressing about it. But if your thing say like 2 days shipping and handling, and then like with my stuff, with my stuff, with my stuff, with my stuff. So basically, the challenge was me not being able to handle so many orders at once by myself, but I was able to fix it because I figured out that as long as I let my customers know in advance before they make the purchase, that it was a win-win situation. You know what I mean? I could take my time and not be overwhelmed. So that was one thing that I struggled with when it came to you know what I'm saying? Starting my business. Now, what you guys have to understand is that failure is a part of the process. When it comes to business, when it comes to online business, when it comes to making money online, it doesn't even matter about it being online.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that you do in your life, you have to welcome failure. And some of y'all might think like that's crazy, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Every entrepreneur is going to experience setbacks and some kind of failure. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, those who succeed know how to learn from their mistakes and pivot. It's like, think about it like this. When you are learning how to cook, for instance, right? If you making a pot of rice and you burn the rice, or you go to eat the rice and the rice is too hard, you failed at making the rice, right or wrong. You get what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
what happens after you fail at making the rice? You learn that, oh, okay, I probably didn't put enough water in that rice. Oh, okay, I probably didn't let it steam for long enough. Oh, okay, I probably put too much. You know how many times I made rice? And first of all, rice was one of the hardest things for me to learn how to cook. I'm not even gonna lie.
Right.
You know how many times I made rice and then I put too much rice in the pot, and then so after the rice get the water soaked into it, it starts to swell and the lid is coming off the pot? Drop a number one in the comment section down below if that ever happened to you guys. Because I know it can't just be me. Like, the point that
Definitely.
I'm trying to make you guys is like, when things happen in life, you're gonna fail. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna fail first. But then you're going to learn from your mistake. And then when you go do it again, you're going to succeed because now you're pivoting. You learned from the mistake that you made prior.
Mm-hmm.
So failure is a part of the process.
For sure.
How winning would not exist without failure. Does that make sense to you guys? I need you guys to say yes in the comment section down below. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, I just need you guys to understand there is no winning without failure, and failure is a part of the process. Do not fear failure, because at the end of the day, it's going to teach you how to be better. All right. Um, Danny, Miss Danny, you already know I'm coming to you. So, what is one failure that you might have experienced early on in your career and literally made you feel like it was the end of the world, but it turned out to be a blessing in
I want to say when we originally started in around 2017, when we were working with MCA, we were getting like $80 per referral, and that $80 was adding up. So it was tea. It was giving everything it needed to get.
Mhm.
And then they cut it down. So I think it was like 25 to like $30 per referral, where you still was making money, but you had to do so much more to make close to what you were making. So it was like, I'm not
Mhm.
doing this anymore. Now, I thought it was the end of the world because I'm like, man, I'm used to making this amount of money by getting these amount of signups, but it's going to cut this down more than half. But I also realized that the knowledge that I took from learning everything that we learned with that company, we were then able to pivot, there goes that word again, and build my own business and build a bigger brand that is going to actually like succeed forever and like change generational curses and so much more. But the main thing is like you take things as a loss when in all reality it's not a loss, it's a lesson. And that lesson is going to turn everything that you have going on, into a positive if you're consistent. It really always goes with consistency. But taking that loss and turning it more as into a lesson and understanding that as long as you pivot, that you'll be fine. And yeah, I would say that although I thought it was going to stop me, it didn't stop me. It actually lit a fire up under my behind to make me want to go harder and do more. So the knowledge and everything that I took from it and understanding how to market and understanding how to reach my audience and so forth, it just built a bigger brand and a bigger business. So yes,
Mhm. Yeah.
yes,
That's so true. Like I agree with that 100% because I remember when we was doing MCA and I used to be ranking it in. And I think, to be honest with you, I felt like that too. Like I was like, dang, because I think that they literally cut the commissions more than half. I feel like they went from $80 to like 35 or something like that. Like they cut the commissions. They like Danny in my live. They calling yeah.
y'all.
Like, I really feel like they cut the commissions more than half. So yeah, that did almost feel like it was the end of the world. But you're right. Like because of that, learning through MCA, we learned how to market online. We learned digital marketing. You know what I'm saying? Where it's almost giving like you could sell water to a well type vibes. You know what I'm saying? We learned how to market.
Mhm.
And because we learned how to market, we were able to make so much more money and so many other things because it's like, okay, y'all not paying us commissions anymore, but we were able to go on and start our own business, sell our own products, and now we don't need to get commission because we get 100% of those profits.
Yes,
So it was like, yes, you know what I mean? So you are absolutely right. I definitely agree with that.
yes,
Yep,
yes.
100%.
Man, and that just brings me into asking you this question. Have you ever experienced a moment where you wanted to quit and what kept you going?
um, yeah, I think I did feel experience moments where I wanted to quit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's been, I'm not gonna lie, there's been numerous times, like, because even thinking about it, like when MCA stopped paying us those commissions, I wouldn't say at that time I wanted to quit, but I almost felt defeated a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Where I wanted to quit was when I had to go try to find other opportunities,
Right.
and those opportunities weren't presenting the way MCA was presenting.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And I started to feel like it's not going to happen again. Like I'm never going to get there again. You know what I mean? Like jumping into drop shipping, jumping into other affiliate offers like my econ and total life changes and things like that, and it just was not hitting like them MCA paychecks was hitting. You know what I mean? I wasn't being successful at it for some reason. You get what I'm saying? But although, it was hard at first because it was something new to me, um, I didn't give up.
Right.
And my kids kept me going. Um, the fact that it was like, I had to make it work. Not only for me, but for my kids because I had to pay bills. I refused to go back to a 9 to 5. So I figured it out. You know what I mean? I would get on Shopify and I would learn the ins and outs of Shopify. I would learn how to, maneuver through the platform. I would learn how to I remember when I first started drop shipping, and I lucky me. When I first started drop shipping, my friend Leontine, she ordered something from the store. Never got it. Because when she ordered it, I was like, woohoo! Yes, I got an order. Even though it was from my friend, I was excited. Yes, got an order, right? And she like, girl, I ain't never get that item. And I realized like that's why they say it's always a learning, a failure, and then a success, right? Because I realized that I never fulfilled the order. YouTube University does not teach you all of the things that you think you need. Like I learned about drop shipping from YouTube. I learned about people selling products without having inventory. But they didn't tell me that I had to fulfill the order. They didn't tell me that I had to take the money out of what the customer, like literally she paid for her thing. A couple days later, I got my little $40. And I'm like, oh, okay, yes. I was supposed to take $15 out of that, pay for the product, and have the company ship it to her. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Because again, YouTube University, that's why when people come into my comment section or when they talk messes about me teaching classes and stuff, I don't pay no money. They be like, you can learn this stuff for free on YouTube. Go ahead. You'll be 89 by the time you get it all together. Because no, you can't. Because a lot of the stuff that I learned, I learned about the concept from YouTube, right? And then I learned a lot from trial and error. But when I got tired of how they say banging my head against the wall, I paid for a class for somebody who was being successful to show me how to do it because I was not doing it right. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, I had failures when I first started drop shipping. That was my first order ever. You know what I mean? And so now when my aunt Pat had ordered something, you know what I mean? And when she ordered it now, I knew, okay, she ordered a little $150 worth of stuff. Now I got to take some of that money, purchase the stuff, and get her stuff shipped out to her. So she actually got her products. And then from then on, but that was a good thing, right? Because I learned that before I had real customers purchasing from me. Because imagine that. Imagine if I would have accidentally went viral off a product. None of them people would have got their stuff. It would have been Chargeback Central. Chargeback Central. You get what I'm saying? So it worked out, but it was hard. It was a failure that turned into a positive. All right. And like I said, yeah, at times I felt like giving up, but I'm glad that I didn't. And I'm glad that I had my kids there because looking at them and looking at, where I came from, my 9 to 5, my situation, my job, I knew I never wanted to go back to that. So in my mind, my mindset was like, Araya, you have no choice but to make this work. No choice. Yeah.
I want to piggyback off of that because I feel like I've had many moments where I felt like I wanted to give up. Like I feel like, coming into this business, like you start and you're like, okay, I want to make money. I want to make money. I want to make money. But in your mindset, you're not always thinking about everything that comes with it, like having to prepare for the moments where you don't make as much money as you want, or, or get the view count or whatever when you're first coming in. Like you feel like it's a numbers game. I don't have this amount of followers. I don't have this. I don't have that. So you come into this game and you're like, I don't even feel like I can do this because I don't have those followers and I don't think nobody's going to support me. So you're so quick to give up because you have this imposter syndrome coming over you, when in all reality, as long as you keep going, you build that community, you build those followers. So I feel like I definitely have wanted to give up. So, and with that, yeah.
That's a fact. That's a fact. It's so true too, because you go through those stages. Like at the end of the day, this is not a 9 to 5.
Correct.
So you go through those stages where you're not, you might be making a lot of money today and you might not make nothing tomorrow. Or you might make $1,000 today and you might make $35 tomorrow. You know what I mean? Why? Because it's not a 9 to 5.
Right.
So if you come across like a dry spell where you're consistently not making anything, it could become discouraging. But if you know the power behind digital marketing, the power behind social media, that should never, like, I keep going for the next bang. You know what I mean? Like, cause it's like, I know it's there. In a sense, it's almost like gambling, but not really. You get what I'm saying? Because with gambling or hitting a lotto or something like that, It's really no strategy to it. The good thing about digital marketing is once you learn the strategy,
Mhm.
oh, you're gonna hit every time. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And like Danny said, you don't have to have a lot of followers. Thanks for giving back to the people. You're welcome, love. You don't have to have a lot of followers. Like sometimes I have to laugh because people be like, oh, you only successful because you got a lot of followers. Like, y'all do understand that every person on every one of these apps grew their following. We all started at one.
Mhm.
My mother ain't birthed me with 700,000 followers. Matter of fact, on Instagram, I only got 70,000. On my business Instagram page, I got 70,000. On my personal Instagram page, I got like 126,000. On TikTok, I got almost 700,000. On Facebook, I got almost 500,000. Do you understand that my knowledge, my strategy, my being intentional with what I'm doing is what got me those followers?
Mhm.
You wonder why I was able to duplicate that in these platforms. Like for instance, why am I at 700,000 followers on TikTok and I'm not at 700,000 followers on Instagram? Because I wasn't being consistent on Instagram. I wasn't being consistent. So when people be like, "Oh, you only successful because you got these amount of followers," no, I ain't.
Right.
I had to get there. And then also, y'all have to understand that the algorithm does not care about your followers. If
Oh,
that's the case, then why do I have almost 700,000 followers, but then I could post a video and get 2,500 views? The math ain't mathing.
mm-mm.
Reason being is because the algorithm determines who sees your content, whether they follow you or not. I
Correct.
remember when they first started implementing algorithms with Facebook, before TikTok was a thing, before Instagram was a thing, but it wasn't really that popular. Like Instagram was just giving photos. You just taking your little, it was for Instagram baddies. They just taking their little photos with their nice body. So you know what I mean? But with Facebook, when we were doing MCA, I remember it like it was yesterday because the shift happened,
Mm.
right? We was making so much money posting. All you had to do was post every day your offer, right? Facebook is a platform that's all about community, connecting, family, friends, right? And so basically a lot of digital marketers started to flood the Facebook streets. MCA was blowing up. MCA was going viral. So many people were joining. So many people. Every post was MCA, 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 or some type of digital marketing thing. Facebook got tired of it.
Mhm.
Then they changed the algorithm. And if I posted, "Oh, happy birthday! It's my daughter's birthday today. Happy birthday to my baby girl," I will get so many views and likes. But if I posted work from home with MCA, none, none. Like they were intentionally
Stop it.
blocking us. And
Mhm.
that was another setback, which is exactly what today's podcast is about. That was another setback. They were intentionally blocking us because it was too many people doing it, and they wanted to get back what their app was about, which was about, like I said, not just posting about birthdays, but that
Community.
authentic connection. But guess what? As digital marketers, we learned how to pivot. We learned how to strategically get around that.
Yes.
We learned how to get around it. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you guys, like y'all have to remember that when it comes to this whole digital marketing thing, there's gonna be setbacks. You just have to learn and don't ever feel like, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that, but I ain't gonna be able to do it because I don't have a lot of followers. Everybody starts at one.
Oh,
Everybody starts at one.
I totally agree.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Shanika.
Man, like just failure is it's okay to fail. As long as you get back up and keep going. What Aaliyah said, dust yourself off and try
Try
again.
again. Yep.
Yes. And that's
Mm-hmm.
all that.
Mm-hmm. Like we've had students, you know what I mean? Like we've had students who would call us and talk to us and be like they wanted to give up. You know what I'm saying? Like I had one student in particular, and she was just like, I can't stand like, getting on live. I hate it. Like sometimes people be just talking gibberish and it just get on my nerve. You know what I mean? But we like, girl, you have to get on live. You got to connect. Like you got to find your audience. Like you're eventually going to sift out the bad ones and get the good ones. The good ones are going to start coming in. Like she was feeling, like, oh, this is not working. Like nobody wants to buy my thing. She even put her prices all the way down.
Yes.
And then we were like, we had a one-on-one with her and we called her out and we was like, listen, no, you're not doing this right. You're not following what we telling you to do. You got to do this, you got to do that. You know what I'm saying? You need to create your content with hooks. You need to do this, you need to do that. And then she started implementing what we was telling her to do. And the next thing you know, I'm sitting at home scrolling TikTok, doing my what you call like my market research. Because when I'm scrolling through TikTok, I'm learning. I When I scroll is different. Though I consume differently from how y'all consume. Y'all just consume and be just laughing. And don't get me wrong, I find stuff on TikTok that's funny and stuff like that. But I learn. I learn what sounds to use. I learn how to be strategic to get what I need from these platforms, right? And I'm scrolling and I said, Danny, such and such got 2,600 people watching her on live right now.
Yes, ma'am. And did.
Watching her on live. The same girl who hated getting on live because it'd be 3 people on there. She was feeling so discouraged. She wasn't reaching her target audience. She got like 2,600 people up there. And then by the time we got on there, it went up to, I think, like 4,000 people watching her on live. All the way up to like 4,000 people watching her on live as she talks about her product, as she talks about her ebook, as she talks about her services and giving them advice on how to do certain things within the business. And then the next thing you know, by the end of that day, sis was like, I made $800 today.
Man.
$800. And I said, see what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. It was that one conversation that we had to have with her. You know what I'm saying? And she was on it.
Man, we've had so many students, you guys, that be ready to give up. We have students that, have told us that their family members don't support them and they don't want their family members to see what it is that they're doing. And we've had to have conversations with them to make them understand that when you're behind on your bills or you're struggling, are you able to call those family members? Absolutely not. And when you take that reality and you start to understand that these people that's judging you is only judging you because they know they can't do it. Take that with pride and strive, because as long as you are consistent in what you want to do, what's for you is for you and can't nobody take it from you. So be consistent. You're going to find your people for sure.
Yeah, that's a fact, because them people, like she said, are not going to be the one. They're not paying your bills. Why do you care what they think?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we hear so many things from people, and I'm not gonna tell you no lie. Like I'm from Brooklyn. We from Brooklyn, and so sometimes we might come off hard.
Sorry.
You know what I mean? But it's not intentional, because really what we're doing is we're being blunt, we're being honest. That's how we were raised. Our parents didn't sugarcoat nothing for us. So we don't sugarcoat nothing for people. So we get right on there and we be like, listen,
that ain't it.
You ain't hit rock bottom yet. You ain't hit rock bottom yet. Yeah, I hear your story. I hear you telling me this. I hear you telling me that. I hear you telling me that you're struggling. I'm hear you telling me that you can't pay bills, but you haven't hit rock bottom yet. Because in order for you to have hit rock bottom, then you would be looking at this as if I don't have any other option but to make this work. Because that's how I looked at it. When I was struggling and I couldn't pay my bills and I got fired from my job at the hospital because the guy wanted to hit on me and I didn't like his flathead self. You know what I mean? My manager, I ain't gonna tell you no lie. His name was what was this man's name? He had 2 last names or 2 first names, something like that. Something like that. He was a Spanish guy. One of his names was Jose. I don't know if it was the first or the last. But he obviously had a thing for me, and he would come behind me and go like this on my shoulders. And I used to be like, you know what I mean? But either way, he got me fired from the job. And I just felt like nothing was going to work out. So when I came across digital marketing and I got a little taste of success, and then MCA snatched our commissions away from us, I was like, dang, like, what am I do now?
Right.
I had my back was against the wall. I had to make it work. It was no, oh, I'm not gonna go live because my family think that this is scamming. Oh, I'm not gonna go live because people don't believe in what I'm doing. Oh, I'm not gonna go live because I'm embarrassed. It was, hey y'all,
Okay.
what's up? So today we up here doing X, Y, and Z, and whatever it is that I was doing it. Not just going live, but I mean posting content too. Because some people be like, oh, they don't want to post because they're embarrassed. I don't want people to know what I'm doing. You ain't hit rock bottom yet. Because when you hit rock bottom, like some of you guys be telling us, like, oh, I need your help me, please. Some people be like, can I pay you later? No. You know why? Because you still lying to yourself. So you ain't about to lie to me and have me going all the way out and then you still lying to yourself. Because if you could make the decision not to do it, if you know what to do and you make the decision not to do it, it's because you still have options.
Right.
You still have options. You might be like, oh, my car got repoed, but I want to do digital marketing. And we like, okay, well, you got to post 3 times a day. You like, well, I don't want my family and friends to see me posting and da 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 da. Oh, well, what happened to your car getting repoed? If you making a decision not to post when you know that posting can get you views and views can get you money, then you probably you driving your father's car? And as long as your father is letting you drive his car, he's enabling you because you still have not hit rock bottom yet because you still have options. And as long as you have them options, you're going to keep putting it off because you feel like you have an option. When you change your mindset and realize that you don't have an option but to get it done, that's when you're going to be successful.
Oh.
But as long as you keep leaning on other people and, just allowing people to enable you, you know what I'm saying? As long as you keep having in your mind, you feel like I got another option. Like Danny said, when she went back to her job, right? She stopped doing digital marketing and she went back to her job. Why? Because in her mind, she felt like I got another option.
Right.
Right. But then at some point she went back to that job and was like, oh, this ain't it. Wrong option. I'm going back to digital marketing. Right? You get what I'm saying?
Yes. Because when you put under that rock in a hard place and you don't got no choice but to believe in yourself, it hit different. Do you really believe in you is the question. You say you want it, but do you really believe in you? Do you trust yourself?
Do you really believe in you? Yeah. Because that's the thing. If you're not, she said, true, but I have never posted. Why is the real question? Why have you never posted? You get what I'm saying? Because like Danny said, do you really believe in you? Because a lot of the times that's another thing. You haven't gotten your views up yet because you posting content, but you still have not mastered the art of content. You still have not learned how to reach your target audience. And that's all.
That's it.
That's all. You get what I'm saying? Because if you know how to speak to them where they are, I tell my students all the time, when it comes to creating content, the people watching your videos who you want to reach, I don't care if you're selling lip gloss, if you're selling body butter, if you're selling hair oil, if you're selling a course, I don't care what it is. The person behind the screen, as they're scrolling, when they stop on your video, it should be because they feel like you are speaking directly to them.
Correct.
It's like when you go to church and you sitting in the church and the pastor on the pulpit and you like, is he talking to me? Is he talking about my life?
Right.
How did he know what was going on with me? How did he know me and my husband got into an argument last night? How do he know my sister stole my car and my mother took her side? How did he know that, right? He really don't know, but it feels like he know because his sermon is speaking directly into your life. When you are posting content, it should be the same thing. You get what I'm saying? It should be the same way. Like, for instance, if I was teaching a fitness class and I'm like, you tired of telling yourself every summer, this is my summer, this is hot girl summer? You tired of telling yourself that, right? Let me tell you what's going to get you all the way together. Don't go get you the Zempic. Go get you a meal plan and a this and a that and a that, and that is going to help you lose 30 pounds in 60 days. You get what I'm saying? Now, the person who is overweight or feeling unhealthy, When they see that, they're going to feel like I'm talking directly to them, because how many of us don't cheat, y'all? Don't cheat. How many of us have said,
this is my summer.
I'm getting my summer body together this year? Drop a number 5 in the comment section down below if you said, I'm getting my summer body together this year, and didn't do it.
This is my number 5, y'all.
Me.
So
you already know, if you scrolling down your timeline and somebody say, how many times you done said you was going to get that summer body together and you still ain't get it together? You struggling to lose weight? Let me tell you what is going to help you to lose weight. You can lose at least 30 pounds in the next 2 months. You're going to be like, shoot, I need to pay attention, because Lord knows this need to be my hot girl summer.
No, for real.
You're going to feel like that person is speaking directly into you. That person is speaking into your life. You get what I'm saying? So when you are creating content, whatever it is that you're selling, and mind you, I'm currently unbigging my bag, so I don't sell fitness, but I bet you I sold all of y'all. I bet you all of y'all buying my fitness. If that was my video, I bet you all of y'all buying my fitness if that was my video. Don't lie. You know what I mean?
Because I'm buying it.
So if you were sold, I need you to drop a number 3 in the comments down below. If you were sold, being relatable, amen.
Yes, I was sold.
But 3. Thank you. Yes. She said, not I got a winter body. Not I got a winter body. I can't with y'all. I can't.
Wait, so you saying that's a cuddle body?
Right. She said I got a winter body. But that's the thing, you guys. Like, for me, it doesn't matter what the product is or what the offer is. I know how to market. I know how to market. I know how to speak to the people's pain points, right? A person who is scrolling through social media, right, who may be struggling with weight loss, is going to stop and watch that video. You know what I'm saying? Or how about, I talked about the book, the Stranger Danger ebook, right? Or coloring book and things like that, right? Somebody's scrolling through social media and they see a video, and I'm like, can we normalize strange people saying hello and walking up to our kids and talking to our kids without permission? Any parent that has ever experienced that, which I know I have people walking up to my cart. My daughter's in the cart. I got people walking up to my cart with my daughter in the cart all the time when I'm in Walmart in the supermarket, like, oh, she's so beautiful. Hi. I didn't give you permission to talk to my child. How can we teach our children about stranger danger when strangers feel like they could just walk up willy-nilly and speak to our kids? So just imagine if I was selling a Stranger Danger ebook or coloring book, and I start my video with the first 3 seconds, like, can we normalize strangers not walking up to our kids and talking to them without our permission? Any person who has ever experienced that is going to stop and watch that video. Any person, right? And then I'm going to hit them with a solution. I'm going to say, listen, we need to teach our kids the difference between good strangers and bad strangers. We need to teach our kids who is okay to talk to and who is not okay to talk to. Let me tell you how I was able to teach my daughter how not to speak to strangers. I got this book that taught my daughter how not to talk to strangers, and you need to go get you a copy of this book to keep your kids safe. Click the link in my bio and go get it. And guess what? Sold. Right or wrong? Right or wrong?
Yes.
So if you're not getting views, if you're not reaching the people, it's because you have not learned how to talk directly to your audience. Like I said, you got to give pastor in the pulpit. You got to speak directly to them and to their pain points. Will this live be saved? I can come back and watch it. You can't really save a live on TikTok, but you can come back and watch it on YouTube. We are streaming live for our podcast on YouTube. So go to YouTube and watch the Brooklyn Boss Talk. You'll find us there. It will be saved over there. I don't know how to save it on TikTok. Love your live. Thank you. Yep. So so that's pretty much it, you guys. But Danny, let me ask you, so can you share with us like a moment where you had to pivot in your business because something just wasn't working right?
I had a few times, but I'll talk about my first introduction into drop shipping. So when I came into the drop shipping world, like I was worried about the trending products. So at a point in time, I had a trending product and I was making like massive sales with this trending product. And I was very, very, very hyped about making those sales. So I wasn't really thinking about when this trending product is no longer trending, what happens. So when the trending product no longer was getting the sting anymore, like the sales started to dwindle. And because of that, I had to like pivot and I had to understand that you need an evergreen niche, right? And an evergreen niche is a niche that is always needed, right? So something that is good all year round that you can make money from all year round. So once I understood that I needed something that was going to provide value and solve a solution to their problem, and I understood that I needed a product that, was year round, and it's okay to have a trending product in your store, but your store should not be based around a trending product. It just made more sense. And, because of that pivot, I understood that I was able to communicate more with my audience. I was able to provide more value for them because I wasn't focused on what's trending. And a lot of individuals come into this business with that momentum and that mindset thinking, oh, this is trending and everybody's making sales off of this right now. So let me jump into that pool and do the same thing. When in all reality, like, yeah, you might make a few dollars, but you're still going to have to figure out what to do after that. So understanding, that and pivoting and understanding value, that key word, value, value, value. It was like, okay, if I'm providing value, then I'm providing money in my account. If I'm providing value, then I'm getting more views. If I'm providing value, then I got my community. So understanding those steps, and that's where it goes back to where Araya said having structure. That word structure and everything that comes inside of that, it really helps with you knowing how to get that business out there and understanding your marketplace for real. So yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
That is true.
Yes, ma'am.
She said, what is that? This is a big gallon of water because I'm currently on my unbig the back journey. And look how far I got. You would be proud.
Very proud.
Oh, yes. Listen, I almost did it. We ain't did yet. But she said, who is that? That's Danny. Y'all can watch us live on YouTube as well, and you'll be able to see both of us.
Yes.
You're doing great today. Thanks, Adrian. I know I was struggling yesterday with this water. Ooh.
Adrian, we love the support. Yes, keep it coming because, okay. So Coach Araya, can you tell us a lesson that you learned the hard way that you wish someone would have told you earlier?
When it comes to digital marketing, to be honest with you, I wish somebody would have told me how to manage my money financially. Like when I first got into digital marketing, I was making so much money online. I literally made $12,000 in the first month, $90,000 in like the first, I want to say 6 months. And because the money was coming in so fast, I was just spending willy-nilly. I went and got me a Nissan Rogue. I was just spending that coin. You know what I'm saying? Like I was doing a little too much. But then, first of all, didn't know how to file taxes. Uncle Sam be coming for his money. He be, you know what I mean? Not only did I not know how to file my taxes, but I didn't realize, this is not a 9 to 5. So you might be having a lot of sales come through right now, but when the season slow down, because there's 4 quarters, you guys, you got quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4. The 4th quarter is Black Friday, Halloween, New Year's, Christmas. That's when you make the most money, right? So some of the other quarters might be a little bit dry. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I mean? Not all of them, but I would say really the driest quarter would be 2. Because the first quarter, everybody got their taxes. So they spending their tax money. Second quarter is a little bit slower. You know what I mean? The third quarter it's medium up and down because it's summertime and people are spending money. They're shifting the seasons, getting from winter clothes to summer clothes, winter body to summer body. Like they shifting the seasons. And then we got 4th quarter where it's just like, you better be ready for the 4th quarter, right? Mm-hmm. Either way, I wish somebody would have prepared me financially because 1, I wasn't prepared for when the seasons change or when the quarters change for how my sales would drop. And then I'll be broke trying to figure it out, or not broke, but like almost broke
Yeah.
trying to figure it out. And then also when tax season come rolling around and they like I had a $46,000 tax bill. A $46,000 tax bill. Now, don't get me wrong. I had made enough money to pay it. But by the time I paid it, I think I had like my first year, I think I had like $26,000 left. $26,000 left. And I said, I know you lying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be kidding me. You get what I'm saying? But then also, I learned that when you work from home and you have a at-home office, you can write it off. When you are buying things for your business, like this nice silk shirt,
You can write
you
it
can
off.
write it off. If you want to get you a new curling iron or you want to get you a new wig, you can write it off as long as you're using it for your business. If you take a trip, you can write it off as a business trip. Like these are things that I learned over time. You know what I'm saying? Nobody taught me these things in the beginning, and I wish I had known because you know how they say, if you know better, you do better. And so, yeah.
Yes. Man, one lesson that I wish someone would have taught me in the beginning or earlier would be to prepare yourself for those moments where you have to grieve. To prepare yourself for those moments where you have to take a moment from your business. Because we deal with real life, right? So you could be up today and just living your life and making all the money that you want to make. And then, God forbid, tomorrow hits and you no longer have the capacity and the mindset or the emotional, feel to get up and do the job, to do the work. Like I wish someone would have said, listen, prepare yourself for life, because when life start lifing, you got a life with it. And if your business is not in a place where you are comfortable, you're going to take a hit. So I would definitely say that I wish somebody would have taught me that earlier, and that I want to give that to you guys as well. So
Yeah, that's true though, too, because like I like by the graces of God, like I had put in so much work. I had so many videos out there that I could still make sales because, like she said, like it's so funny. Like I had this lady, perfect example. The lady DM'd me like I want to say like maybe like a week ago, and she was like, "Oh, can you send me the vendors list that I paid for?" And I was like, okay, I felt bad because like the way she spoke it was like almost as if she didn't get what she paid for. And I don't like that.
right.
I know that my vendors list go out automatically because let me tell you something. Like I said, I learned. So I have my things on automation. So you purchase a vendors list from me, it's going to go to you instantly. So I'm like, wait a minute, what's wrong here? Let me see. I check into it and I'm like, what's your name? Ma'am, she brought a vendors list in 2021. My daughter was born in 2021. Do you know how many things changed and happened in that time? Ma'am, we talking 2021 to 2025. So I was like, hold up. I was under the impression that you brought a vendors list today or last week and you didn't get it, miss.
Right.
You got that vendors list already. You get what I'm saying? Like, and then she started to tell me, oh, my husband died and this died and this situation happened and life was happening. And I'm like, yeah, I understand it. And I'm so sorry. But guess what? Life happens for all of us.
Right.
During the same amount of time that you talking about, I literally have a daughter now. My son got his own apartment. My other son is now 18 years old. I now own multiple companies. Like I have over 80,000, like things change. Not to mention my best friend died. Right after my best friend died, a mutual friend of ours, her daughter died from the same thing that killed my best friend, literally like a month later. Not too long after that, Donique passed away. And then a few months after that, my cousin Bear passed away. Ma'am,
Back to that.
there's no excuse.
Back to that.
There's no excuse because guess what? Do you think because I make a lot of money, life don't happen to me? Yes, it do. Life happens to me too. I get hurt, I cry, I get sad. You know what I'm saying? Life happens to me too. So at the end of the day, you have to prepare yourself for those moments when life is happening.
Yeah.
Because, you know, not are you candy birds? I am.
I am at this point.
That's me. That's me. Yeah. But you have to prepare yourself for those moments where life happens, because at the end of the day, you know, life happens to all of us.
Right.
And even though you may feel like it's not going to be the same situation for you that it is for me, it's still going to be life happening, because right, okay, you feel like, oh well, you struggling and you going through all of these things, and then, oh, this girl make a lot of money and she, you know, she don't have a struggle. Are you kidding me? I'm the breadwinner of my family. The majority of my family, we have not come from money. So what does that mean? That means 9 times out of 10, the majority of my family members is like this.
Hello.
Hands out. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I go through a lot too, because especially with the heart God gave me, I always want to help people.
Right.
I always want to help people. You know what I'm saying? And I find myself enabling people. You get what I'm saying? Because that's just what it is. So we have problems too. You just have to, you guys, you have to prepare yourself for those moments when life happens, because guess what? There's no excuse. I don't care what's happening in your life. You're going to wake up tomorrow with the same problem. You're going to wake up tomorrow with the same problem. You know what I mean? Things happen absolutely. And so beautiful. Thank you. Question. How do I get started? Oh, well, if you guys want, you guys can join our next class. It's March 19th. I'm pretty sure it's March 19th, right? The link is in my bio. It's called the Digital Product Mastery. Digital Product Mastery. You could click the link in the bio and get a seat. You know the seats are limited. But yeah, click the link in the bio and get a seat in the Digital Product Mastery class. But yeah, you guys. So where was we? Because you know I get long-winded.
We just want to know, like, for you guys to share some of your setbacks. Like, share with us some of your setbacks in the comments, you guys, and how you were able to overcome them.
She said it was so good. I want to take it again. I know that's right.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Drop in the comments, like, have you guys ever experienced any setbacks in your business? What was it? Maybe we could give you any advice. Maybe we could, you know, something like that.
Yes. Let's see. All right. Some major setbacks. Hey, Tasha. Hey, you guys. Man, them setbacks for major comebacks is always going to be top tier, because it's just when you realize that that setback is not really a setback, it's just another step on the ladder for you to climb over. What's her name? Okay. Yes.
Me too. I learned in your class content. Right.
I've been watching the videos on TikTok. Decided to start my own digital marketing business. Well, congratulations. Right.
Exactly.
Yes.
Someone said, I started my business with the things that I learned from your videos on TikTok. That's what's up. Congratulations. Working on it now. Yes, Adrian.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. So, all right, you guys, when it comes to experiencing setbacks in your business, I would say that one thing that's most important is to build a support system. You have to have a support system. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, for me, it's my sister.
Mine too.
I call my sister, you know, when something is not going, like I'll be 100% honest with y'all. The other day we had class, and y'all think we're gonna go through setbacks? I was in here apologizing to the Lord for all of the curse words I was saying, because we had class and it wasn't recording at some point. And so we do provide replays. Thank the Lord that we have multiple replays, because we do class more than once, right? So we still gave them the replay. It just wasn't of the day that they sat in with us, right? So they still had access to the lessons. But I'm like, I know you lying. Class, it was so good. They had me in tears. I was
amazing.
I was in full-blown tears. I get on off the Zoom, ready to upload, and half of the video ain't recorded.
Mind you, it was recording, but it was some kind of malfunction with Zoom that it didn't switch the way it was supposed
Right.
to.
It was recording, but it didn't record. My sister,
Yeah,
it's hard to explain, y'all.
hard, but man,
It wasn't in it. So we have those times where we experience, hard times and things like that. But how I had to call her and I said, girl, I know you lying. The devil is at work. The devil is a liar. Same day she caught a leak in her house. The
yep.
plumber was there 2 days ago. Like we just over here like
Just trying to figure it out.
I said the devil's sitting in the corner having a ball right now. But I said, you know what? I got something for you.
Yep.
I got something for you because I'm not going to let you get me down. I'm going to be right back up here, right again, doing it again and doing it again. I was so mad. I was so mad. How do I become a student? So all you have to do is click the link in my bio, click on my name. It'll show up at the bottom of the screen. Click it again. It'll take you to my page. Click the link in my bio and you can register for the digital product mastery class.
Yes.
But the best thing you could do for yourself, you guys, is build a support system because you're going to need somebody who you can talk to that is, has some knowledge about what it is that you're doing. It's hard to vent to your friends if you play football and they play basketball and you want to vent to them about football. That's not their thing, right? You need somebody in the world that you're in. You need somebody in that life because to anyone else, it's going to sound like Espanol.
I definitely agree with that. And like on top of that, you want to have like daily mindset practices for resilience. So that just adds on to what she said. So we we have accountability sessions where we, talk about like what's next and how we can do better and how we can add more value and how, we can be resilient and add more grit and just being consistent with what we want to do. So it's important. It's absolutely important when you are building a business or you're building a community or just a team, just being accountable for your stuff for real. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to build a team. You have to have a support system. You know what I'm saying? And like she said, a team for your business. There was a time where I was doing this by myself. You know what I'm saying? Because like my sister told you, she got in and she got out like double dutch, jumped in and then jumped right back out. You know what I mean? And I was doing it by myself. But now that she's back, she was doing it by herself. I was doing it by myself. And then we decided to partner together and do it together. You know what I'm saying? And then now we have other members of our team. You get what I'm saying? We have hirees, like people that we've hired to do it with us. So you, like she said, you need to build a team, and you also need to have those daily mindset practices and shifts, to help you to build that resilience. Yes. You have to remind yourself that you are worthy. You have to remind yourself that you can do it. You have to remind yourself that this is for you. You get what I'm saying? When you have it in your mind that this could never be for you, you could never be that, only this, only that, you got to realize and remember, how did those people get there? It's like when you're younger, you look at celebrities and you probably be like singing in your bathroom with the brush and you just like, and you got a nice little voice, but then you looking on the TV and you like, wow, I could never be a celebrity. I could never be a singer. Why not?
Right.
She was singing in her bathroom one day before too.
Yeah.
Why not?
Can't. You got to talk yourself.
You have to already see yourself in that position. You have to already know that what is for you because God said so, not because I said so.
Oof.
God said so. You get what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes. Like just knowing like you're worthy, just telling yourself that consistently every day, like I'm worthy. And like my goal is bigger than my doubt. Stop doubting yourself. And of course you're going to have moments where you do doubt yourself, but you got to be strong. You got to be resilient. And like having somebody that is able to tell you, oh, nah, you're messing up today. Or what you're doing today is going to hurt your business, or this is beneficial for your business. Like you need somebody that is literally going to be your support system because people feel like I could do everything by myself. No, you can't. You can't. And it's okay to delegate responsibilities to other individuals, including somebody making you accountable for the things that you're not doing.
Right.
So,
yeah. Someone says, After becoming a student, do I have a private group? So all of our students have our direct email addresses. We do have a private mentorship group, but it's a mentorship group, and you have to pay monthly for that. But our any class that you take with us, you at least have our email addresses that we could assist you and help you back and forth. Someone else says those classes are everything. It's worth more. Trust me, I took them all. I hear that.
I hear that
Yes, I have to
too.
remind myself I'm worthy all the time. Someone else said, but what if I don't have nobody? Listen, if you don't have nobody, you need to understand that you need to start surrounding yourself around people who have the same aspiration, dreams, and goals as you do. I had to do that. I'm from Brooklyn.
Hello.
90% of the people that I hung out with, I don't hang out with.
No more.
They don't come to my house. They don't like, first of all, I don't even live in the same state no more. I moved. I live down south now. How do I sign up for the mentorship program? Click the link in my bio. It's called the Elite Circle. But you know, a lot of the people I used to hang out with, I'm not, because our lives changed. You know, they wanted to sit around and
be turned,
do the gardening, and you know, you got to be careful with the TikTok. They wanted to sit around and do the gardening and the Hennessy. And that's not what I wanted to do. You know, I found something better, and they digital marketing, it didn't interest them because they want to turn up. They want to go to the day party. They want to, you know what I mean? It was this life didn't interest them. Yeah. But I knew there was something better, not only for me, but for my kids. I didn't want my kids growing up in the projects. I couldn't stand getting in the elevator and it was pissy. I couldn't stand seeing the CARK little vials in the corner of the elevator. Like, I couldn't stand coming out of the elevator and the bums is in the home. I couldn't stand it. I didn't want my kids living like that no more.
Right. Over it.
Completely over it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I want a house.
Yeah.
I want a yard. I want to mow. I want to get the lawnmower.
I want to.
I got one and they didn't want to do it no more. Now I'm paying somebody to mow my lawn because now it was a feeling and it passed.
Sir, okay. Come do the job for me.
What the matter is, I didn't want to do that type of gardening that they were doing. I wanted to literally do gardening.
That part.
So now at my house, I'm planting seeds for real. Yeah. Planting my lettuce, my tomatoes, my peppers, cucumbers. You know what I mean? We ain't doing the ganja. We doing the tomatoes. Okay? You know what I'm saying? But the point of the matter is, you might feel like you don't have nobody, and that's really because you haven't put yourself in a situation where you could find somebody who is interested in what you're doing. You know, when I first moved to Charlotte, my sister told me, like, you know, she was like, because y'all know I'm single. I ain't got no man. It's just me and my baby, right? And my sister was like, you ain't gonna never meet a man because you don't get out of the house. Mind your business. Mind your business. Okay. And that's exactly what I told her. I was like, oh, well. But she was right. Like, I would never meet a man, a friend, or I would never have a girl group or nothing like that unless I get out of the house and go meet people, go mingle, go do things like that. So that's why we are going to be hosting our first in-person event. Okay, the Digital Traffic Titans, Digital Marketing Queens of Brooklyn. Yeah, we are going to be hosting our first in-person event here in Charlotte. You guys will hear about it soon because I'm, you know, what do they say? I am leading by example.
Mm-hmm. We got some A's over here. A. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The Lord aligned me to my people. Yes.
Make sure y'all grab your feet.
Yes. Make sure you come, Adrian. We would love to see you.
For sure.
TikTok gave me a restriction. They probably heard me talk about the gardening.
Not the gardening.
They heard me talking about the gardening. They don't like
gardening. Okay.
Mind you, I kept it cute.
Very. You can't do nothing else but keep it cute. Because what are you? Yeah. Okay, period.
Right.
Yes, you guys. But like really, really, really understanding that them setbacks are just like minor setbacks for a major comeback. I know y'all heard that before. Like, if you heard that before, drop it.
No, that wasn't me. That's a fake page.
Drop a number 1 in the comments if you heard that before. A minor setback for a major comeback. minor setback for a major comeback. Drop it up one in the comments, because we have to learn that that's real. It's real. Like your setback, it may make you feel like the world is going to end, but once you bounce back from that, it's up. And that's the same thing with life, period. We go through so many things in our lives consistently where we don't know where something's going to happen from, or we don't know if this is going to be or this is not going to be, and then it winds up happening, and then you move on with life.
Right? Like, someone's not using my page. That's a fake page. If you look at the page, you will see that they tried to duplicate my page. They don't have the same amount of followers, so it's not me. They're not using my page. I'm on live on my page right now, so there's no way I could, DM anyone if I'm actually on live right now.
Right. Don't get scammed, please, because they be out here and they be savaging you guys. Yeah. Make sure you
but like you said, those setbacks is they open up for a bigger comeback. So you guys got to remember to celebrate the small wins. You know what I mean? Like when I first started making money online and I made my first $30, I was like, woo! I was excited because I said, you know what? I just made money online from the internet for something that I did on the internet. I made $30. Next thing you know, 50. Next thing you know, made 80. Next thing you know, I made $1,100. $1,100 went to $12,000. All the way until I had my first $12,000 day. Like I was sitting there and I was just like, bro, $12,000 day. You know what I mean? But it all started with the small wins. You guys have to remember to celebrate the small wins because they are leading you to the big ones.
For sure. I definitely agree with that. For sure. Them small wins are definitely leading you back to that big win. So make sure to celebrate those. Then really, like, one thing I will say when it comes down to how to bounce back quickly, don't be afraid to reset. Like sometimes you need to take a moment, to like really like figure out what's going on. Sometimes like Araya likes to use this, metaphor where like, you know how when you're like looking for a remote and you're like consistently looking everywhere for the remote, you cannot find that remote, but then you take a second and then you come back and the remote is right there in your face. Like, like that with your business. Like sometimes you got to take a moment to step back and look around and say, you know what am I missing? What am I not pouring in? What is it that I'm not doing that is getting the reaction that I want? Remember, it's cause and effect. So if your cause is getting everything it needs to give, the effect is going to be building your community, getting those sales, doing exactly what it is that you need, but you gotta stay the course. Okay.
Right. How do you figure out how to price your digital products? You want to price them by the perceived value. So how many pages? What are you teaching? Right. Is it something simple? Is it something difficult? Is it something that they could literally just find on the first page of Google? Like you have to understand the perceived value. Perceived value meaning like, what is your customer? How is your customer going to value that digital product? And you have to also remember, like, there's a difference. I talked about this yesterday when I was on live. So I have written 2 books, right? Where's the other one? I've written 2 books. Here's one, right? I cannot charge the same price for both of these books because if you see both of these books on the shelf and they both cost $40, which one you going to buy?
The bigger one.
Which one you gonna buy? I'm gonna buy the bigger one because why would I look like paying $40 for this? Right? Because it's now, mind you, this book right here could probably be giving you more information or more valuable information than this one. But we talking about perceived value. What are they gonna assume? Right? So they're going to automatically go for the thicker one because in their mind, they're going to feel like they're getting more for their money. But at the same time, when you're doing a digital product like an ebook, the perceived value is going to be here on the cover. Your cover is going to speak to them because they don't know if you got 50 page, 100 page, 1,000 pages. They don't know that it's a digital product. It's a digital ebook. So how are they going to know? They're going to know based off the title and based off of the cover, right? What the value of that document is going to bring to them. So you price based on the perceived value. Again, nobody could tell you what to charge for your product is your product. But that's where you got to go. So, but outside of that, you guys, when is it? Oh, I'm not sure. 30-day challenge. I'm not sure, but we'll definitely let you guys know. So, Just remember to reset whenever you have a loss, knowing when to pivot and, knowing when to push through. Because sometimes you don't have to pivot, you don't have to switch up, you just got to keep pushing through. You get what I'm saying? And it's going to be very important. So, what was I going to say? What is your go-to strategy though? So, like, let's say for instance, when you're bouncing back from something that doesn't go as planned, what's your go-to strategy?
Immediately I'm going into worry mode. No, I'm just playing. I used to like worry immediately. I used to panic when something wasn't working out for me, like very much impulsive. And I realized that being impulsive is not always such a good thing, especially when it comes down to yourself, and what I would find myself doing is actually not doing anything. So where I'm, trying to deal with the struggle that I'm currently dealing with, like I start to blame, I start to do like this woe and me thing. And I started to realize that it wasn't doing anything but breaking me down. So I found that sometimes it's okay to step outside of the picture and look at the frame so that you can see like what's missing. Because when you understand and you have your framework and you have your structure and you create an alignment so that you know what's next. But if you just dive into something and you have no idea where you're going, it's like that roadmap. If I'm trying to get to Canada, but I'm all the way in India and I don't have a map that's going to get me there, I'm lost and I'm going to just keep going all around, all around, all around, and nothing's ever going to be produced from it. But if I have a framework and I have a roadmap, then I'm completely understanding as to what's my next step. So if this isn't working, then maybe I could pivot and do A and B testing here and figure out what to do then. So how I deal and bounce back is briefly stepping back. And sometimes it may take a day. Sometimes it may take 2 days. And don't be, ashamed to say that you need personal time, because some people need that to now refresh and find balance. So I just, one, I take a step back and I'll look at it to see if I have to pivot or if I have to push through. Two, I like to ground. Yeah, I've been here for a while, so y'all know I like to ground. And once I'm grounded and I have my mind back focused, then I can get back to work because it's time to shoot again. So that's how I deal with my bouncing back strategy.
And when she say ground, she literally means get on the ground, like lay on the floor.
I do. I do. I lay on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. One thing I want to know is, how do you handle the emotional toll of failure, especially when you're running a business?
To be honest with you, the first thing I would say is prayer. Prayer. You have to give it to God. Like, and I'm being so serious with y'all. Look.
Mm-hmm.
You have to give it to God.
Mm-hmm.
You have to give it to God. Sometimes you have to sit back, reset, and you have to give it to God, because you got to remember at the end of the day, this is not your fight. This is not your fight. You're in it, you're here, but this is not your fight. God is fighting the fight for you all the time. And he's in front of you leading the way. You just sometimes you get blinded by, distractions or outside world and things like that. But you have to remember that there was a plan put in place for your life already from the moment of your conception. God already had a plan for you. And so when how they say, when the going gets tough, sometimes you have to have that conversation with God and be like, all right, God, guide me, talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Help me to find my way. Help me to do what it is that I need to do. And at the same time, you also need to have a support system outside of that. You know what I mean? You have to have a support system outside of that. You get what I'm saying? Because that is also going to help you to to get through those rough times. When I'm able to, sometimes, how they say, sometimes you just got to scream. Sometimes I just got to call my sister and be like, "God damn it." And then afterwards I feel better.
Right.
It's the same thing. Sometimes you just got to pray. Sometimes you just got to talk to God. Sometimes you just got to ask God to show you the way, or to, give you the strength. You know what I'm saying? Because God is not going to give you more than you can handle. And sometimes people will say, like, he gives the hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. Take that as a blessing because that means that he thinks very highly of you.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? You know
I'm
how
gonna
people say people want to be like, "Oh, I'm the chosen one. God don't play about me." But then when it get hard,
why?
what happened to you being the chosen one and God not playing about you? That means that you got hard work to do. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy for you. You get
Woo!
what I'm saying? So you have to remember that when you want to step into this life, when you want to walk this walk and be in this lane, you have to also remember that nobody has the say in how it goes for you. Nobody has the say in how it goes. I posted a video not too long ago, and he said, like, um, God has the last say over your life. God determines if you're going to be successful or not your business coach, not the gurus, not the nobody. It's going to be you and God. That's it. You know what I mean? So when I feel like I'm very emotional and I'm going through failure because I feel like that sometimes, you know what I mean? And it may not be within my business. It said, she said, how do I handle the emotional toll of failure when running a business? I have an 18-year-old son and he get on my nerve. He try me all the time. I love my baby, but he tries me all the time. You think that because I'm a successful entrepreneur that I don't go through things with my children? I
Right.
had teenagers. Well, my oldest son just turned 21. I have a 3-year-old. So sometimes I get emotional. You know what I'm saying? My son had a digital marketing business and he decided that he didn't want to do digital marketing anymore because he wanted to chase a girl. And now he want to get back into it. You get what I'm saying? But the whole point of the matter is there's times where you wonder in regards to your children, like, am I doing things right, still running a business? You know what I'm saying? I give it to God because you know what, yeah, that's my son and I love him, but in reality that's God's son.
Right.
God just blessed me with the opportunity to be his mother, but really he belonged to God. He don't belong to me.
Yeah.
And I know that's hard for a lot of y'all to believe. Even some of y'all parents, them kids don't belong to you. They belong to God.
That part.
He sent them to you and he'll take them whenever he good and ready. You know what I mean? And sometimes we just have to learn that God is going to make a way regardless, because sometimes y'all don't realize that y'all getting in your own way and even in y'all kids' way, because sometimes you are trying to prevent them from going through steps that God put them in so that they can learn the lessons that they need to learn.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine me trying to stop him from doing whatever it is that he's doing. Meanwhile, God is trying to teach him a lesson so that when he is older, he know better. What we've been talking about this whole time, right? Failure is a part of the process, right? So how is he ever going to reach success? How is he ever going to reach the strength of being a man if mommy is stopping him from failing? How he ever going to learn not to burn the rice? And that goes not only for your kids, but that goes for a lot of people in your life, because you always trying to be Captain Save-A-Ho sometimes. And sometimes you are stopping your own blessings because you too busy trying to bring people along the journey with you that God is not ready for them to go on that journey.
Come on now.
And now you can't go because I'm not ready for them to go. They still got some learning to do. And while you over here trying to bring them, I got this set for you. I have this success set for you. You already walked the path. You already climbed the mountain. You already did the work. They did not. But you trying to make them skip a step. Now you're not going to go. So when you feeling like you're not being successful, you got to ask yourself, why? Why am I not being successful? You know how many people I had to let go of? And when I let go of those people, that is when I ascended.
No lies.
You cannot get in the way of God's work. And then not only are you doing yourself a disservice, but you're doing those people a disservice because they have to learn their lessons in order to be able to get to the position where you are.
Correct.
You get what I'm saying? They have to. Y'all have to keep that in mind. Y'all literally have to keep that in mind because it's literally going to change the way you think about things all the time.
Right. Like that woe is me attitude is not going to get you nowhere. And consistently saying, why me, why me, why me? You need to, why not me? This is a lesson that I'm being taught that I need to pivot and figure out how I can get through it. So clock that.
Yeah. Yeah. because you're never going to get where you need to be as long as you keep stepping in other people's paths. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's okay to be selfish, and sometimes it's okay to focus on you. Because you might have, you might have been in grade 5 and somebody else is in grade 3, and then you trying to give them the answers to the test, and God is like, okay, now I'm gonna leave you in 5 and this person gonna be in 5. Now y'all both in 5. And you could have been in grade 8.
Right.
But you done messed it up for you because you're trying to give them the cheat codes. Let people go through their trials, because that's the only way they are going to learn how to be the person that God has set for them to be. It is not your fight. It is not your job. It is not your job. So the same way I say that for you, I say that for other people too. Like, you have to realize that for yourself. It is not my job to make you successful.
That part.
I provide you with the information. You have to use it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Literally that. Literally that. We can give you all of the tools that you need to be successful, but if you don't take them tools and go build your house, go build your business, go build your brand, how can you expect to be successful if you do not use what you have been given? It don't make sense. It's not clicking, Stephen.
I know God is the only answer. I just pray for them all the time. That's a fact. And not just your kids, but your friends, your family. You can't, you just got to speak. You got to pray over their lives and give it to God, because at the end of the day, they don't belong to you. We belong to him.
Yes. Ooh.
Yeah. So before I get on my TDJ,
I'm trying to tell you.
We're already on the TD. We're already on the TD. But you guys, really, I just want to say that you haven't failed, until you quit. Yes. You cannot win a race that you are not in. You have no ability to win a race that you are not in. I don't care how hard it is. I don't care how slow you're moving. Yeah, we all know the story of the tortoise and the hare. You cannot really fail until you quit. So as long as you in the race, as long as you still trying, you're going to find that you're going to come across that day where you're going to be like, woo. You see people on TikTok all the time, and they be like, oh, I'm not successful. Oh, I'm not getting no views. And then you see another person coming, they be like, post your content. Post your content. I was posting every day. It wasn't going nowhere. I wasn't getting no views. And then the one video that I thought wasn't going to do nothing, skyrocketed. Just post your content, because you never know. You know why they was successful? Because they did not give up. They did not quit. The only race that you will not win is the one that you are not in.
Come on now.
Okay?
Come on.
The only race that you will not win
is the one
that you are not in.
That you are not in.
And we're not quitters over here, especially not in Digital Traffic Titans.
Hello.
We're not quitters. We don't quit.
Not at all.
I don't care. Like, we be boxing with the devil all the time. You a liar. You a liar, and I know it, and I see you. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I just want to speak that into your lives and let you know that, failure is not final. Use it as a stepping stone. Use it as a stepping stone. Mindset and resilience is literally the key to success. Learn how to pivot and keep pushing forward.
That's it.
That's it. I mean? With that being said, you guys, if you guys want to get a seat in a Digital Product Mastery, remember that the seats are limited. Class is March 19th. If we, if we add more seats, we're going to have to charge more. So the seats are limited. It's first come, first serve. You can only have a certain amount of people on Zoom at a time. So if you want to get a seat in the class, you already seen the students. They was like, you better get your seat. You know what I mean? So click the link in my bio, register for the Digital Product Mastery. Digital Product Mastery. The first link in my bio. Okay.
Yes. And same for over here, you guys. The link in my bio. It will be the first link there.
Yeah. Right. And I don't care what you guys think. Like, y'all got to understand that we have been there. We failed. Yes. You know what I mean? We have failed and we've come back stronger. And you can too. It doesn't matter what you're going through. I don't care. Like, if it's not moving as fast as you want it to. Like, it's not about what you want, it's about what God wants. You still haven't fully learned the lessons. Imagine if God, I literally made $1 million one year, right? Imagine if I would have made that $1 million my first year in digital marketing.
Man,
I would have been broke. My first year in digital marketing, I think I made $90,000, and the first thing I did was go to the car dealer. First thing I did, I was on Amazon every other day. Like, I wasn't ready.
Yeah,
I wasn't ready. God had to give me lessons, and I thank the Lord. They were micro lessons, because it could have been a big lesson. I could have been without a home. I could have been without a car. I really could have been down and out. But by the graces of God, like, it was bad, but it wasn't. I still had a roof. I still had a roof. You get what I'm saying? I had to learn. Imagine if he would have gave me $1 million the first year, I would have been hurting. Because I had not had the knowledge, the financial literacy that it takes to be in the position that I am in now. So you might think like, it's not happening fast enough for you, but that's just God telling you that you're not ready yet. It's not your time yet. Keep doing what you're doing, and when he feels that you're ready, that's when it's going to happen. Focus, learn, invest into yourself, invest into your future. Take a class. Stop listening to people telling you, oh, these people online. Find the right person. Do your due diligence. Yep. Look them up. Google them. It's people out here who can help you. Pay for knowledge. College ain't free. So stop letting people tell you don't buy courses. You know what I'm saying? And you got anything else, Danny?
Because that being said,
yeah.
Because it's going to be red every time. But the main thing that we want you guys to understand is minor setback, stronger comeback. Stay consistent. You cannot win a race if you're not. Keep climbing the ladder till you get to the top. You will not get to the top if you get off the ladder. Stay focused, stay determined, and what's yours is yours. God got you. God got the first and final say. And with that being said, we are God's vessels.
Yes.
So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to us, and we appreciate y'all.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Now, keep in mind, podcast is every Thursday at 3 p.m. And we Black, so sometimes it might be 3:15. We don't Black people timing, but we working on it. We working on it. But
working on it
every Thursday at 3 p.m. Even if we are a little late, it is recorded, so you can always go and watch the recording on YouTube at the Digital Marketing Queens of Brooklyn, or you can just simply type in Brooklyn Boss Talk, because we're bosses and we are talking about that coin. Okay, we love you. Thank you. We love you guys, and we will see you guys
next
on live in the future, but most definitely next Thursday at 3. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
See y'all later.
Yes, let's go get to that gold.
Yes.
All right, you guys.